Hey there, happy day 1290 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And I'm just going to run through what I've been working on as I've transitioned from the brick and mortar world to in the corporate world to the online world and back and forth again. In 2020 and into 2021, decided that needed to not only be in the online world, although most people were moving, not most people, lots and millions of people were moving to the online world since the offline world was crazy and chaotic and a big old mess. And they were moving to the online world because their businesses were shut down. But I'm documenting the journey of doing that. I am visually challenged. I do not have my cool glasses here. I usually have a pair of cool glasses or two. Oh, these are cool. And so, instead of journaling and documenting and using a blog to communicate, I had to switch to video because I can talk, even though I can't see you very well. I can still talk and communicate verbally to people. And communication, I'm actually added that to my list of really important skills to beef up on it, hone in on, and get better at. Because it's just an area I never really spent much time or energy on or focus on. So this year, we're spending a lot of time, and we added it to our 7 areas and aspects of our life. We added communication and confidence this year. And as part of the Get Up and Go challenge, which today was day 11, we are adding those aspects and areas of our life to consider improving in and to consider what are ways that I can be more effective in each of these areas and aspects of my life. And I was on a training yesterday, and I love this trainer because his philosophy is the same as mine, right? We love people, we like people that have similar beliefs and ideas to us. And he was talking about balance, and that balance is BS. And I've been saying that for decades. And we all learn that in our own way. You know, the world will tell us that in order to have our own business and create the life we want, we have to struggle and sacrifice, and we have to miss out on and give up on opportunities of different things that if we, there's only one opportunity in life. If we miss our opportunity, we're just SOL. Well, nonsense. So much nonsense we are fed from marketers and politicians and teachers and well-meaning and loving parents over the years, and we believe it. We buy it hook, line, and sinker. We believe everything certain people tell us, not realizing that what they're telling us might be true for them, but it's absolutely positively not the truth for us. And until we can decipher and filter through what's the truth for us, nothing else matters. I guess all of it's just noise and chaos that contributes to confusion. And what does a confused mind say? No, our confused minds shut down. That's why the whole COVID pandemic and the handling of it, the political nonsense, it's all designed to confuse us, to make us feel upset and scared and fearful of one another, thinking that one another as human beings are our enemies, but they're not. It's a very small group of human beings, very flawed human beings, many politicians, many world-known people that are trying to control the rest of the people. And whenever that happens, a lot of fallout occurs, and we just, as normal human beings, need to figure out how are we going to protect ourselves from that fallout. What are we going to do to know that we're okay no matter what the craziness and what's being said around us. So don't blindly bite off more than you can chew is how I started this one today. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom, by the way, not sure I said that. Just sharing my journey over the last 48 years of running 27 plus different businesses in different industries, and then 25, or over 25, or a quarter century of that in corporate America as well, working in some of the coolest companies on the planet. Actually, they weren't necessarily the coolest companies on the planet back then, but they were pretty darn close. They were actually in the early days of becoming world powers, global organizations, both family-owned businesses as well as privately held businesses, and some of the household name corporations that anybody would know the name of those corporations. I don't share them because it's not important. It's important to me, but it's not important to you or to your story in terms of what it is that you're trying to create. The only thing that's really important to you is what it is that you're here for, what it is that you're trying to do, what it is that you want to do. So I was thinking about that, and since I do have visual challenges, I like anything that has to do with blindness or blindly. And so our annual challenge today, day 223, I believe. Let me take a double check. Day 223. Yep. It was about not being a little blinder on purpose when it comes to looking at other people's faults and judging other people. We can also do the same thing with ourselves. Be a little kinder with ourselves when we're judging our own shortcomings and our own faults. And all of us, I don't know very many people that couldn't benefit with being kinder and blinder to themselves. Now, doesn't mean we're blind to the things that are just we really could need to and could improve them. It means we're blinder to self-sabotage, self-criticism, self-deprecating behaviors and language and terminology, and that we're just more aware of it so we minimize it. You know, who's going to be your biggest cheerleader, your biggest friend, your biggest confidant if it isn't you? If you can't be honest with yourself, who are you going to be honest with? Probably no one. So that was our getting to know us, our annual challenge to do one thing every day that centers us. Our Supersize Your Business video today was about don't bite off more than you can chew, which kind of makes me laugh because everybody I know that's ever started a business or is building a business, we tend to do way too much and work way too hard and too many hours because we feel like we have to. And in a lot of circumstances, you have to. When you're having a big product launch or a push or, you know, and not just launching in the online world, but in the offline world, when you're adding a new product line, when you're building a business, starting a business, having a push to grow that business, you're doing a lot more as compared to other people. And some people just live at a different level of energy and production than other people do. So we never compare ourselves to others. I mean, it's human nature to do that, but we try really hard not to compare ourselves to others because it's an exercise in futility. We realize that there's going to be times where we're going to bite off a great big giant bite, and we're going to do everything we can to not gag and choke on that bite because we need to implement and make sure something happens. And it's just a reminder that we can also create our businesses and supersize our businesses in steps. We have to realize that everything is going to happen in steps. It's a process. Building a business, just like everything else we do, is a pattern and a process to build a successful business, and it's a repeatable process. So we start out with one thing in small, and then we add more and more and more. We just replicate the process. Russell Brunson uses the analogy and the metaphor of comparing building our business, and he talks about building sales funnels and online businesses only, about it's like taking the show on the road. It's like in Hollywood, or in Hollywood, New York, Hollywood too. In Hollywood and New York, they launch movies and they launch plays and shows just like anything else. And then when they get one that's super successful and works, they will take that show to different cities and different locations so more people can enjoy it. We need to do the same thing with our business. We figure out our own unique, duplicatable process, and then we repeat that. We take it on the road. So we figure it out with a small group, and then we take it to a different group of people or a different industry or to a different location, and that's how we build and supersize our business the quickest, easiest, fastest way, by the way. That was just a billion-dollar tip that most people don't see and most people don't realize. They think they have to build this great big giant global thing initially, and that's just not true. Look at how all of the great companies have been built. They didn't start out as mega companies. Vast majority of them started out in somebody's garage or in somebody's apartment or in somebody's basement or in somebody's backyard, etc. And that's how everything starts. Everything starts small. You started small, right? We all started out as babies, and everything that we've done and will do and will accomplish is in our lifetime, right? So we all start out being novices, not knowing how to do anything, and we learn and create and develop everything that we want to along the way. Get Up and Go Challenge today was about, we picked the physical area and aspect of our life. Remember, there's 9 this year, starting in April, but there's normally 7 areas and aspects of our life that we look at. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. Got this from Tony Robbins, and don't even remember who he got it from, literally 4 decades ago. And I've been using it as my personal life framework to break things down and make them manageable, so I'm not biting off more than I can chew. Now, I'm not doing this in the name of balance. I do it in the name of what's important to me in each of these areas, knowing that they're all interconnected and they all intertwine, and that improvement in one area automatically improves results in other areas. I added communication and confidence this year because those are two areas that I am personally getting some extra coaching and help and training in, just as part of my own personal development and improvement plan. And why did I pick those areas? Because I think, like our physical well-being and our emotional and spiritual, they're foundational, and our mindset. If we don't take care of the foundation and build a strong foundation, everything else is kind of wobbly, right? It's like building a house of cards on a vibrating board or something. It's probably going to fall down. So we want to have a solid, strong foundation on which to build our life. So today was day 11, and we started digging in deep into the SOAP framework. For the next 4 days, we will spend it on our physical nature, our physical well-being, and I'll have everybody pick one thing with respect to that, because you can't fix everything or create your ideal physical presence in 4 days, but you certainly can install the SOAP framework, go through the SOAP framework, and install processes and systems, or one process and system that can automatically move you toward that for the rest of your life. So that's what we're going to do today. We're doing physical, and it was the S, the story or situation, and we need to look at two stories and situations. What is our current story and situation? We got to be real honest with ourselves. What is really going on in our lives with respect to our weight, our sleep, our hydration, our health, our well-being, our illness, our health, our well-being, our supplements, what we're eating, our nutrition, everything. And so we want to pick probably one of those areas. What's our current state? What's our desired state? And today our tool was the journalistic framework, which is who, what, where, when, why, and how. Actually, I don't know if journalists use that anymore, but they sure used to when I was in journalism and in journalism school. All right, that is what I'm working on right now. Invite you to join us in the Get Up and Go Challenge, day 11, day 12 tomorrow. Each one so far has been under 10 minutes because I've got my little cow timer, and I make sure that I watch the time every day because I committed to this challenge, and I've never successfully done it in the 7 previous challenges where I kept every single day to 10 minutes or less. And so I want to keep it short and simple and sweet and concise for the people in the challenge, or the people that want to come behind and catch up and watch the videos, because it's simple and easy. The first 10 days were all foundation. Yesterday we introduced the SOAP framework. Now the next 21 days will be really hitting hard the SOAP framework. For 3 days we will go through 3 different areas and aspects of our life, going through individually the S, the O, the A, the P, and apply a tool each day to each of those parts of the framework. And then we'll do 1 day on the 6 remaining areas where we go through the S, the O, the A, and the P, and give an example of that, and you'll have a chance to practice that. So it's a great way to install the SOAP framework into your subconscious so that handling change and challenges for you becomes as automatic as breathing. All right, have an awesome day. Any questions, hit me up in the comments below or direct message me. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Go out and make today one of the best days of your life. That's what I'm going to do, and I invite you to do the same.